time. I'm watching the thing go and I'm just meh, 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 meh. I would love nothing more than to do what we were just talking about. For those of you just joining us,
Happy
welcome. Say
420. I
hello.
just realized I need my headphones. I'll be right back.
Okay, welcome. Say hello in the comments. And I want to do a girls trip to Greece. Maybe we do like an early, like we go as the girls trip to Greece, and then like on like at the last weekend or something, we let the guys fly out if we have significant others.
Yeah, like the significant others join us in Santorini or something.
Oh, and Santorini. I never went while I was there, and I should have gone because fuck boys. But fuck boys and fuck boys. What's
Fuck,
up? Uh
fuck boys.
fuck boys. But the boyfriend I had at the time never fucking took me to Santorini. And then I was like kind of holding out for him to do that. And he never fucking took me, that bitch. She said maybe. She said not really. She said, I mean, I'm not going to do nothing about it, but not really. We don't have to invite them. That's what that maybe said to me. Maybe.
Yeah, right.
Maybe we let them come in the beginning of the trip and then they leave. And then we spend the last part of the trip just get fucked up and fucked up.
Listen, all I'm saying, I mean, I do not foresee a relationship anytime in my near future, just because I don't try for shit, because I don't have time for trying right now. Not to say that I'm not open to it, but I ain't putting a lot of effort into boys right now.
You shouldn't. You shouldn't. Trash. Trash.
Yeah,
Just
yeah, like
don't do it. Don't
love
waste
them.
your time.
You know, I just don't have time right now, and so for that reason alone, it's just like
Do you see? No, you know why she doesn't
it's like
right
that
now?
TikTok I sent you. That.
Wait. No, I sent you that TikTok. I remember that TikTok. Was it the one with the Asian girl?
No, the
Or
one
was it a
with the
different one?
really hot, the hot dude that's like, show me you're single without showing me you're single, and the batteries being
Oh,
pushed into the
you did
recycle.
send me that one. You did send me that one. You did send me that one. I was just thinking when I saw that video too, what, you don't have like electric one? Like you don't plug it, you don't have a charger for my shit does not run on batteries like that.
It's a hand. It's like a pocket one. Like it's a
Got you.
small. Yeah.
Got you. Do I have one like that? No, all the new ones always come with like a two-prong like situation.
A USB charger.
Yeah.
Like you just want your pieces hanging out on the you got a charging station for all your laid out.
Sometimes, well, for my plug-in boyfriends, no. You gotta hide or do it in a space where like people aren't gonna be. But for the girlfriends, if it's just yeah, you probably, I mean, some of them you could because they look like ornaments. They don't look like, because they have like it's like an encased situation. So it doesn't look like what it is. Say hello if you're in the comments. What's up, everybody? I haven't read the disclaimer, so I'm gonna do that.
Okay. I'm just finishing up an email. I am seriously gonna
Hey, Chris.
To the Dylan, to the amp.
We're
what up,
working
Chris?
on. Oh,
I talked about you today.
We did talk about you today because we were going to be working. Okay, I have to go off of this live, but it's okay because nobody's watching, so it's no big deal. But I do go live on TikTok and Instagram on Mondays, and listen, it doesn't need a caption, on Mondays and Wednesdays just to kind of promote the show. So, but Chris, so if you're on Facebook, you can't see him because he's on YouTube. But Chris is going to be on our show on the 21st. And so we're really excited, and we were talking about your flyer today. So we're going to get that prepared for you and get that to you so that we can start advertising for your show. We're really excited to bring you on. And he is just a wealth of knowledge and a plethora of experience. So super excited to have him on. We're going to be in town Wednesday evening, Thursday, Friday. We're leaving Friday afternoon sometime. Yeah, TikTok can suck my balls is really how I feel about it. First of all, I got bombarded with a cult of personality today. I have no idea why. I was not talking about politics. I wasn't even talking about the fact that you need to vote. Go vote. Go vote. You need to vote. But I wasn't even saying that. I was literally just promoting the pod, doing my thing. And then we got the cult came in and started screaming. One said 2026. And I was just like, are you sure, sir? But anyways, so I'm blocking, I'm mute. Like usually what I do is I mute and let them, if you want to hang out, you can hang out. You just can't talk. But today I had to block people because they kept making new accounts to come back in and troll my account. So I was like, okay, let's just like not give them attention. Anyways, somebody did say something about freedom of speech. And then I said, well, you're free to say whatever you want, but this is my page and I can mute you. I don't have to listen to you on my page. You can go spread your propaganda on your page, which they won't because they don't have any followers. They're literally just like out there trolling, nothing to do with their lives. And so they were like free speech. And I was like, yeah, but like, there are consequences to your actions and your words.
Free speech. You can say what you want to say, but it doesn't mean I can turn you off too. Right. Like I can, you can say what you want to say, but you don't get to say it on my page.
You don't get to say it on my page. You don't get to say it if you represent my company. Right? Because that's mine. That's mine. And I am free to not have you on my workforce. And I am free to not have you come to my page and hang out with me, like I'm free to do that. And so, and if I wasn't, I wouldn't even participate in such a platform where I couldn't like silence a hater. So anyway, somebody reported me for hateful behavior. And I was like, okay, like I looked over and it was ended. It had ended. I was like, okay. Anyway, so I went over to Instagram. So I kind of switch back and forth between the platforms. I might go hang out more on Instagram with, more of y'all. So you can follow me over there. I'm Canna Queen DGO everywhere I go. And on TikTok, I'm Canna Queen DGO and I'm Canna Queen DGO 420. And that's it. Those are my two Canna Queen DGO accounts. And I just have that other backup because they keep threatening my main account. And so I just have
I do have a personal TikTok account.
I saw. I'm proud of you. I was like, oh, look at her.
Up a long time ago. That's how much I don't even think I have a profile picture. Like
you do have a profile picture where I can see one anyways.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, so I went on Instagram today and I just posted it. So it doesn't have a caption because I don't have time for shit like that right now. By the way, welcome to the show. It's about that time. It's about that time. Okay, no, don't sue me. Don't sue me, Lizzo. Okay.
But you can come be on our show.
But you could come be on our show. Oh yeah, we would love that. Okay, so tell Lizzo at Lizzo, come be on our show. Okay, so you are about to get highly educated with the Cannabis Closet podcast with Canna Queen, that's me, and MJ, that's her. This is an adult content show with no limitations on subject, language, or actions. Opinions, views, and expressions may or may not be that of the hosts, their guests, or their subsidiaries, past, present, or future, because I'm about to say some shit today. If you are not sure how we're feeling, don't worry. We will let you in on the secret because it's not a secret. You can read it on our faces. It's time to get the session started. So thanks for rolling up and showing up, and we hope you enjoy the show.
We are always honest about how we feel. We expect honesty, but with respect and kindness.
With respect and kindness.
People get snarky, and snarky is snarky, but don't be a dick. We don't tolerate that.
Yeah. So yeah, I did kick somebody out of my live today in TikTok because they said they didn't care about minorities. And I was like, oh, goodbye. Like, then you don't get to be here because this is a privilege. Also, that's the other thing. This is not like the internet is not a they haven't written it as a constitution as a right, as far as I understand it. So, you can use it, but it does have rules, and it's a privilege to be on my page or on wherever you are.
Yeah.
And so, respect the atmosphere. I always think about it. I think I've said this before here, but I always think about it like in real life, right? So whatever you guys say in the comments, I think that you're saying to me in real life because you are. And so to me, in my brain, did you know some people don't have an internal dialogue? We'll get back to that anyways, but I do, and it's very strong. And so to me, we are having a conversation. Like I can hear his voice, right? And if I don't know your voice, I probably made one up for you. Respectfully. You would just walk in the room and yell out somebody's name and a year. Like you wouldn't just do that. Or would you? Like, and if you would, then you're not my kind of people. Like I don't understand the mentality behind it. And so when somebody comes into the comments and does stuff like that, it also like puts me off in that way where I'm just like, I don't get you. I don't get you. You shouldn't be here. This is not your
Right.
environment. This is my environment. And you're not
Right.
going to taint it with your bullshit.
Yeah, I guess because I don't do the lives yet, I haven't had to interact with that type of
Yeah.
feed as far as the constant like barrage. Like I watch the TikToks and the things that where the comments are going and people that don't have moderators and are that are actually reading and doing the things. I'm like,
I made Kelly a moderator
just
today.
yeah,
I was
to
like,
start
Kelly's
kicking
in here.
people.
I didn't even ask her. I just said, oh, here you go, Kelly. You have
Hey,
power.
Bill, is
You have
she
the
here
power
today?
now.
Did she switch over?
She probably did. She's probably somewhere close by. She was in my Instagram live and she was in the TikTok live. So I imagine she's made it over here or she's on her way. Next, where are you at? Are you here? Is Bobby here?
I just posted on my personal page that we're live. Did you hit up the
I
Discord
didn't do the
earlier?
Discord. I'll do the Discord right now. I'll just tell everybody.
I
It's
sent you
been
the flyer. I sent you the thing and then did not post dick.
yeah, no, that's my fault.
Um,
That's my
well,
fault.
no, I started early. I got things done, but then all of a sudden 3 hours were gone. I was like, holy crap. Holy crap. So here we are. Um, I was just looking at as we're talking about voting, the other two, we didn't really cover the Dakotas or Maryland
Kind of covered them
in a brief
brief show. Yeah,
that
yeah,
they are
together.
that they are up for it. In that sense, I don't remember anything about Maryland. I think I was totally I did.
I feel like
was doing
Maryland was on the right track. All of these cannabis bills are going to have some problems, but I feel like Maryland was one of the one that had the least amount of problems. I just can't.
Pardon me.
Excuse me. What's bugging me about this whole conversation is that I feel like I said it kind of the other day on a show, but I feel like if you are voting because you want access, you specifically want access to cannabis, say that. But like, don't pretend to have read something that you didn't read. Don't pretend that the language in the bill is not problematic and that it doesn't hurt lots of people who happen to not be white people.
I think again, it just goes with the fact that there's so much more than just the simple sentence of "Do you want this legalized?" Yes or
There
no.
she is.
It goes so much deeper in each, every state, that things weren't discussed about, and just the hot topic points, of course. And but I think that that's also is like again, people either are not reading at all or only going to the sections that pertain to them, and again don't care how it affects others.
Right.
um
So don't say that you care that how it affects others when you don't. If you are
mm,
if you are running like a business, and your business is going to benefit from this legalization bill, then that's what
mm,
you care about. That's the thing you care about, and that's okay. Be honest about that. But like in recent conversations, people are talking out of their ass about something that it's really clear that they haven't read all the way through and don't understand the problematic language in their bills. They don't understand it and they pretend to, and are you I'm I just I didn't even see this today. You saw this today. So I'm just going to speak to what I know. Are you really going to vote no on something over licensing? Yes. That's the Why wouldn't you want it to be all inclusive? Why wouldn't you want it to be all inclusive?
well, I feel like just e- even that, even just the all-inclusive licensing, like when we talk about social equity and how that is not a social equity program, or that it's hiding under that label, it's one thing, but to
Like they
not
disguise this.
not acknowledging or keep saying like expungement,
Yeah. You guys know
like
we're
your
talking about
Oprah,
Missouri,
like
right?
your
So,
Oprah, and you're
right.
handing out, you get an expungement and you get one and you get one and
It
you don't
doesn't
have to
work
do
that way.
anything.
It's not automatic. It's only
It's
automatic
not.
for a
You
small portion.
petition, you hire
Yeah.
lawyers, you have to
They can
fall
deny you
under,
for good cause, which has not
they
been
can,
identified.
which yeah.
The thing,
Sorry.
here's the thing. If this program, and they said micro license, social equity program, or part of a social equity piece, like it's going to help have small businesses, minority communities, low income communities, etc. Right? Okay, great. You can buy and sell with big business, and you can your plant count is limited at this micro stage, but you can expand up to this in a micro. Like it shouldn't just be this. It should be like this up to this so that you can grow. And then once you've reached this, that's your capacity for this license. You will have to upgrade to the next available license. But it's not an offer. It's not an offer.
Right. Right. And that's something that you can do in Colorado is you can buy into tiers of licensing. Our medical system changed to follow that of the adult use licensing. So things can change, and even but it usually goes in way of so that there's consistency between the two, again, adult to medical. It's again taxes.
Yeah.
And limitations and regulations.
And I cannot stress this enough, but an amendment to your constitution is not easy to change.
It's not.
It's not easy to change. So the language is the language, and that's going to be the language until something else gets on the ballot or an act of Congress.
And we know how that works. Yeah, let's see. We're gonna skip. Only 3 states are now outlawing cannabis entirely. And that is Idaho, Kansas, and Nebraska. They have
That's probably why Idaho is on the list. I was thinking
ship to.
Yes, so there's 6 states that we can't ship to, but many of them are because we don't, our hemp is not produced in that state. But Idaho, it sounds like it's probably because they're like, fuck all of it. No,
Yeah.
to all of it.
Hard
That's
no.
what that sounds like.
Kansas is a hard no, and Nebraska. So, it says this is a time.com article. So 37 states in the District of Columbia allow for medicinal, and only 27 states have partially or fully decriminalized certain cannabis possession offenses, and that's according to NORML. That's it. They go in to talk about federal legalization. I'm just picking from this.
But those
article.
3 states have not decriminalized or put into place any program that would help legalize it on some level.
No.
At all. And let me tell you something. You could go down through Oklahoma if you want, but you really got to go straight through Kansas if that, because that's the fastest route to get to like
it's like
Missouri.
2 hours faster, right? Or an hour?
Yeah, it's like 2 hours.
Because you got to go.
And then there's this part in Texas where you have to like go through this little part in Texas. But there's this little, okay, here's always my question. And I just like, when you look at the map of Oklahoma, it has that little ledge, right? It has the ledge.
The panhandle.
Right. That ledge goes right across the top of Texas and connects into the state that's the next state over from Texas. So I'm like, but is there not a road there? Because you can't get directions through that way. I mean, is it like back roads and shit?
Yeah, I think it's just literally
to stay in a legal state. To stay in a legal, what would you do to stay in legal states only? Yeah.
I mean, it's getting better. It's getting easy. Not easier, but I mean.
Yeah. I try to stay away from non-legal states, or states with, no decriminalization because I mean, I am who I am. I'm just not going to be not who I am. And, I'm not doing anything wrong in your state. I'll even not do anything at all, but like, let me through. I just quietly, oh, nobody wants to go there. That's scary.
Oh, yeah, no thanks.
Yeah, that gave me a chill. Oh my goodness gracious. And welcome to the comments. We miss you. We love you. Yeah, so I want to take that connector road.
And just to the top of Oklahoma.
Yeah, and just drive straight over Texas. We don't even have to touch.
We don't even have to look at each other.
Not even.
All right, let's see. What else do we want to talk about today? Regarding voting. Do you want me to look?
Please go vote.
Go vote, everyone. Go vote.
I'm going to tell you how to vote. I'm not going to do that. Go vote. I have to also vote. I have my ballot upstairs, and I am going to have to go drop it off at the ballot box tomorrow. But I have to leave my house tomorrow anyways. Mm-hmm. So it's fine. It's fine. Yep. You see how much I dreaded that, though? Like the idea of having to leave my house.
Story of my life, and then but I'm always leaving my house now, especially like you think it was bad when I was in clinic and had to leave every other weekend. Now I'm like, oh, I'm just gonna leave for weeks and come back on a weekend.
Yeah, like
it's winter now, and I'm gonna have to reverse some of that. Like
I got to get out more. This is a hibernation season. I used to love the cold, but I do not love it anymore. It does not love me, and I do not love it. But I do enjoy doing activities in the cold because it's refreshing and it feels amazing. Crisp. And yes, and I do have a snowboard, but I do not know how to use it properly. I mean, I know how to use it. I know how to get on it and stuff. But I don't know how to stay upright on it.
Have you ridden with anyone that knows how to ride?
One time, you said my problem is that I stay on the lower hills. So that's probably part of, I know it's desolate, but if you were prepared, could you go through it? Is my question. If you were prepared, like you had extra
Are
gas
there
and you had
roads,
like
or is it going to
fix a
be like
flat.
that scary part of Utah where you're
Right.
like,
Yeah. So my friend Archie taught me some stuff on, so I know about edges and whatever, like the the motions or whatever. I still do not have any idea if I'm right or left. Uh which I feel a bit ambidextrous about it.
if someone
Um
were to push you from behind, which foot do you step forward with first?
I feel like it's we did this test and it was my left foot, but I'm very right dominant, so everything else is right. And so it's a very
So that's
confusing time. I
so
know
that's
they
what
told
I
me.
am. I'm left foot forward, but I'm, and I am right dominant, but I'm ambidextrous too. So, but I can't ride. So when
Don't ask
I
me to
started
write
riding.
ambidextrous. I can't do that. But
Okay.
in the world of snowboarding, I'm most comfortable one way when they've told me my lead foot is the other way. So it's a whole thing. And
So got duck foot it then. Like that's how I had to that like I for a while my stance was so that neither like was I wasn't positioned one way or another. It was so it kind of made it easier so I could switch. And
yeah.
now I am more left forward. Um but it's fine, it's messing around with your bindings and we can do all that shit
Well, I have to get my own bindings too. I have
and
boots
then
and I have a snowboard
bindings,
and I have a helmet. But I have like
all the
I
gear.
got some gear, But I mean, I'm
There's
not a gearhead about it, but I do have some
right.
gear. But yeah. So anyways, but I tend to fall a lot, and so Arch took me out and she taught me some stuff and I do okay, but I could definitely do without all of the falling, and also understanding how to get going in certain spaces where it's not as downhill friendly. And because I know how to stop. I know. I'm just, if I need to stop, I'm just gonna lean back. I'm just gonna lean back. That is what I'm gonna do if I need to if I feel like I'm going too fast or some shit like that, and I might die. But I didn't grow up around this shit. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people like grew up around this shit. I didn't grow up around this shit.
No.
I moved around a lot, and then I was in the Navy for some time, so I didn't do it while I was in the, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah. No,
and
I've been
now
doing this since my 20s, so off and on since then.
but
So
but now I'm like halfway to well, I don't even know how close I am to it, but I imagine if we're lucky, halfway to the end of this situation. And I would like to learn as much as possible before I get there and can't do any of it. I want to do it. I've always wanted to do those things. I just, you know what I'm saying?
listen,
Hello.
one of my peoples, she's a veteran. She's badass bitch. God. I want to say she's 50 plus and
Dope.
she can fucking like outride any young person I know. She is just balls to the wall and
Yeah.
that's the thing. I'm like, we pay the price, for doing what we do. Like, it's not easy on the
No,
body,
yeah,
but
yeah. You gonna pinch
like,
something in your back.
I love
Like
fucking flying down that mountain. The clip that I posted the other day, that was just like
like half speed.
seconds. That was 10 seconds of 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Because even though I was just holding the phone like in one spot because of obviously my motions, it's all over the place and it looks like one of those fucking like roller coasters where you're like, fuck this, I'm closing my eyes.
Get you a what you call it for your helmet. One of those GoCam thingies. What are they called?
Yeah, keep
Pro,
pro.
whatever.
Yes, other
GoPro.
way. Yes,
GoPro.
that thing. Yes, yes.
Here's the other thing though too, and here's my biggest lifelong problem at all. I am a person of many talents. And so I'll learn something just enough to know it enough on a lot of things. Cannabis has really been the only thing where I'm like, tell me more, tell me more, tell me more, tell me more. But like, especially when it comes to like activities and stuff like rock climbing, I know just enough to know enough. And I can go rock climbing with some people and, you know, be cool about it. Stuff like that. So I'm a like, what do I call them? A pick them up and put them down kid. I like picked it up. This is fun. I know how to do this. I've got it. Perfected it. Great. I don't want to do it anymore.
That's your, I feel like that's your Gemini in you, because that's me. Cause like, I mean, I'm like, yes.
Yes.
Like, what do people know? I know how to knit.
And that's,
I know how to knit. I know how to sew. I know how to do all these things. I'm like, and I did really good job at it when I was doing them, and not now.
Just don't want to do it anymore.
It'll go back, but I will pick it back up. That is one thing about me, is I will eventually pick it back up at some point.
I got a whole box of crafts and paints and all kinds of shit in my shed outside.
Yeah, when you did that acrylic thing, I was like, whoa, you go.
Yeah, I went full acrylic. I've gone full, I'm an artist and I'm going to paint these abstract weird shit, but people loved it. So I did it. And the way I paint isn't even artistic. I paint some colors. I blend the colors and then I find a shape in there, and whatever that shape is, I go with that and make something out of it. And that's it. that's the length of my artistic talent. And if I can't find the thing in there, then I just, you know, I'm just like, okay, well, I'm done with this now.
Yeah. Let's see. I'm just looking at MJ Biz Daily as we're chatting here, see what's on the headlines. I know where you're going. Thought. You already, it's already, yes, that's exactly what I was going to say. Oh, that you're going to, okay.
Let's stop for advertising break. This show is brought to you by today and always by Queen Kitty Seltzer. Solo.to/Queen Kitty Seltzer or www.queenkittyseltzer.com. We do have merch on the site, and we're working on getting cans on the site as well. So stay tuned for that. Queen Kitty Seltzer. I have this lemon. It's an empty can because I didn't grab a full can. But we've changed our labels. Pop this. There you go. Pop this. We got Nearly Naked and we got Bubblegum Burst. Our favorites. Yay. And we're working on new flavors for next year. So stay tuned on that as well. Pop this kitty. Put it in your mouth. This is a low-dose CBD seltzer water. It tastes like water. It doesn't taste like anything else. It tastes like water. The bubblegum tastes like a hint of like bubblegum, and the lemon tastes like a hint of lemon. And those are made with natural and organic terpenes. The hemp is organically grown, and you can't taste anything but the refreshing water. It's super, super refreshing. No yak in the back at all. No vegans were harmed in the creation of this drink, not even a paper cut, not even a little bit. And on every single can, we have a little piece of information that might interest you. So, you know, if you needed some reading material in the bathroom, we're there for you. We got you. We got you. This is a woman-owned and veteran-owned company.
And you get us. You get us.
Brought to you also by our parent company, Be Mighty Kind. That's us. We're amazing. Don't forget it. Don't you forget it. This show is also brought to you by CQ LLC. That is our compliance and education company, www.cq-llc.com. for your responsible vendor training. If you need responsible vendor training in the state of Colorado, I got you. We are certified by the state of Colorado. You can check out our website or hit us up on our email, customerservicecqllc@gmail.com, or 970-426-5985 is how you can reach us. Also, if you just need some consulting to get you back on the right path, you need some hands-on training for your staff, we are your women's. And then, as always, follow us on the Cannabis Closet podcast on all platforms. Solo.to/Cannabis Closet 420 is where you can find all of our platforms. You can also find us at gmail.com, and you come hang out with us on Discord. We are there, I promise. We do come through, but y'all can also come through together. You don't need us to have a little kumbaya. So you can also catch us later on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Google Podcasts. Last podcast is up on those platforms. Okay. And so that's not what I meant to do. The next thing that we should talk about is the thing that you were going in for.
Oh, no. It was a headline that actually you screenshotted, and just the comments that from Marnay about Sean Diddy Combs.
Yes, let's talk about that.
So Sean Diddy Combs is said to buy Cresco and Columbia Care marijuana assets for up to $185 million. And then there's another little Q&A right below it about how to build a successful cannabis brand with Rhonda Coleman, a craft alcohol pioneer.
Oh, so interesting.
I want to check that out later.
But when he did that, he created the largest Black-owned cannabis company in America.
Yes. So
or the world, probably.
Yeah. Let's see. Oh, MJ BizCon. We will be there.
Not in a booth, so you got to hit us up.
Not at a booth. We will be there. Be in there. Let's see. Sorry.
While she's looking for that, I want to also let you guys know that we are not going to have a full show on Wednesday because we're going to be traveling. And also we're going to be traveling to Vegas on Monday. So again, we might check in for a 420 sesh, but we're definitely not going to be able to do a full show. We are going to try to do a show from MJ BizCon, which will be more like Monday vibes, where we chill, we talk about what's going on, hit up some headlines, etc. We do have some shows planned for the future. We definitely have that show on the 21st planned with Chris Nelson from the La Plata County Humane Society. So I'm really excited about that. And we're looking at bringing on other guests for other subjects as well, including, I liked your idea, by the way, on our Marco for the day before Thanksgiving. If that person is in, I'm in to have that conversation.
Okay, I'll reach out to him. There were a couple people I kind of reached out to before we took our hiatus, and then just haven't hit them back up as
same. I just want to give a shout out to my friend Lynn. I have not called you in 2 Sundays in a row now, and I super apologize. I'm going to make time for you. I swear. It's just there's some shit going on, and which I will talk to you about if you see this clip. If not, I'm gonna tell you anyways. But just shout out. Okay. Go ahead.
So business mogul and rapper, I'm just going to read this from MJ Biz Daily. Agree to buy marijuana retail and production assets owned by Columbia Care and Cresco Labs for up to $185 million to create what is being called the largest Black-owned cannabis company in the U.S. The sale of the retail and production facilities in 3 states will bring New York-based Columbia Care and Chicago-headquartered Cresco closer to completing their merger. That deal was announced in March, and at the time was valued at about $2 billion. The transaction must be approved by regulators and receive clearance from federal antitrust regulators. But according to a Friday news release, Combs is buying 9 retail stores and 3 production facilities in Illinois, Massachusetts, and New York. This will allow the Black entrepreneur to launch the country's first minority-owned and operated vertically integrated multi-state operator. Requests from were not returned for comment. Combs did tell the Wall Street Journal he was disappointed by the lack of minority representation in the cannabis industry and aims to make it more equitable. Mm-hmm. It's diabolical, he said. And his comment, how do you lock up communities of people, break down their family structure, their futures, and then legalize it and make sure that those same people don't get a chance to benefit or resurrect their lives from it? So let's see. MJ Daily's news report, the diversity, equity, inclusion in the cannabis industry shows that 12.1% of executives in the U.S. Marijuana industry are racial minorities, down from 13.1% in 2021. It's well below the average for all U.S. businesses. And lady is getting restless. Let's see. Cresco's acquisition of Columbia Care is contingent on Cresco's divestiture of assets to meet regulatory requirements. Additional asset sales are expected. The deal with Combs will close if Cresco's purchase of Columbia Care closes, the release noted. And then it gives the terms of the Cresco asset sale. Do you want to know what that is? Do you want me to read those?
Yeah.
Okay, so according to the terms of the Cresco asset sale, I wonder, we should write it and be like, you going to hire master growers that have been growing in the industry for years versus not? According to the terms of the Cresco asset sale, roughly $110 million in cash and $45 million in seller notes will be payable when the transaction closes. The rest of the 185, lady, hold on. Can you hear her, or is that okay? Okay, cool.
Not yet.
I can hear her vibrating through the floor. She's chewing on something. The rest of the 185 million will be payable in certain short-term objective and market-based milestones are met. Those are in quotes. In New York, the transaction includes Columbia Care's Brooklyn, Manhattan, and Rochester stores, as well as a Rochester production facility. The deal also includes a new Hartford store owned by Cresco. In Massachusetts, a Cresco Lab Leicester production facility plus stores in Worcester and Leicester are part of the deal. The transaction also includes a Columbia Care store in Greenfield. In Illinois, 3 assets owned by Columbia Care are included, 2 stores in Chicago and a production facility in Aurora. According to the release, the asset sale gives Combs the ability to cultivate and manufacture cannabis products, wholesale and distribute those branded products to licensed retailers in big metropolitan areas, including Boston, Chicago, and New York, operate retail stores in all 3 states. And then it just goes on to say this comes along as New York prepares to launch adult use, which is expected to be one of the largest in the nation.
Wait. Did you say New York was one of the states?
Yes.
That he's going to have business in? Does he know that New York is trying to prevent him from doing business in the state?
It doesn't. Let's see. Let me keep reading.
Are they going to grandfather him because he's Diddy? I mean, I don't like they're literally trying to keep MSOs out. If you own something other than a dispensary in any other state, are these only dispensaries that he's buying? I don't think so. They're cultivation too, right?
Right. So it says in New York, the
verticals.
transaction, in New York, it includes Brooklyn, Manhattan, Rochester stores and a Rochester production facility.
Right, but they're going to have a hard time getting a rec license, wouldn't we say, under New York's proposal?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Yeah, it doesn't. So it does just say as the transaction comes as New York prepares to launch, which is expected to be one of the largest. Let's see. Illinois already has a robust recreational market. For Cresco, the deal with Combs is a major step towards the Columbia Care acquisition. Let's see, leadership perspective, No, it just kind of goes on to talk more about what other enterprises and or what his portfolio looks like. It doesn't say anything more about New York's stance on him.
Yeah, I would like to pay attention to what New York is going to do, because that's going to affect his businesses. He's only going to be able to do.
Here we go.
Oh,
it just says it's not clear yet how Combs will navigate the New York market, where he will hold both production and retail licenses. Last week, state regulators advised the vertically integrated cannabis companies will be banned from participating in adult use sales, which are scheduled to begin this year. So interesting. I wonder. Does he split it up and sell it off? Isn't that what they do? You split it up and sell it off for more?
Is he going to sell it to a Black ownership? Because he didn't buy anything from Black ownership. I know it's limited Black ownership in these states, but also where there's opportunity.
I mean, I feel like that's how other MSOs or other whatever, navigate that, is that it's an LLC owned by someone else.
Who's getting, who gets rich from this deal?
It's all umbrellaed over here. But they're telling you it's like locally owned here, and it's all that whole anyway. So yeah, we'll kind of keep an eye on that, I guess.
Brand Monkey's in here late with the comments. It's just like, man, so many reasons.
Make sure you know what you're voting on, and what you're
have you read it?
What you're advancing, and what you're I
always have questions about and now I have questions. I have questions like, do you live in the state? Are you cis white male? Do you own a business in the state? Those are things I want to know.
Yeah.
Did you read the bill? Did you read it?
Well, we did, and we're personally invested, though we don't get a vote there. We
we don't.
We have a lot of friends who, friends and their families will be, and generations will be affected by it, and whichever side of the coin you sit on, whether it affects you, positively or negatively. Go vote, but keep future generations in mind and how this affects the future. This isn't just about right now.
Yep.
This is for generations.
Yep.
Generations. And you're, talk about hindering generations.
Yeah. Also, make sure you know who you're voting for. Make sure you know what policies they stand on or what they don't stand on, etc. Just because they're in office for a couple of years, they can make changes that could really devastate your life for years to come after they're gone. Yeah. So just keep that in mind. Those things are important. So we have two upcoming trips back to back. It's like we're 20, but we're not.
I wish I would. I'm like, I think I made more money in my 20s.
Girl.
I know that's awful, but I'm like,
running your own business is hard, you guys. 10 out of 10 recommend, but also it's difficult. So we're going to Durango next week together. I'm excited.
I'm getting my hair cut.
You're getting your hair cut. We're going to Durango to get her hair cut. Could we find somebody in Denver? Yes. Are we going to put that effort in? No. Why? When I already got a girl.
I was like, no, it's a recommend. See, that's the thing, is that my girlfriend has cut my hair since we were in our 20s. And when I moved to Florida, I stopped getting my hair cut. Pretty much, or when I moved here, like I would go back to Florida and she would cut my hair, and then she's so busy that I'm just gonna have my hair cut. So
I'm like that too, though. My hair is very important to me, and I decide what I want to do with it. So it's been short, it's been long, it's been I haven't shaved it all off, but I like the whole underneath is shaved right now.
Yes, Rice Krispies.
Yes. Oh my God. Oh my God. The other day, for 2 days this lasted. For 2 days this lasted. The other day, I was walking down the stairs and I was like, "Did you hear that?" And she was like, "Yeah." And I go, "That was my fucking knee." And she goes, "I thought you were carrying something and it was clacking again." It got louder the next day. It got louder. It was like every time I walked down.
Why we are incorporating a full cannabinoid lifestyle.
I mean,
you know, like in all different forms.
I mean, you know, like, but I get to decide.
Yeah.
What, anyways, back to our hair conversation. But my girl that I go to, because I go see my girl every month and she shaves my head and then she dyes my hair. And I'm gonna be like 80 with the reddest hair ever. But she doesn't use bleach.
Yeah, no.
She doesn't use bleach. So I have more like an auburny red, but it's like red in the sun. When it's in the sun, it's like
it's bright red for sure.
I know it's not good. It stopped after a day. It's fine, but it was crunchy in there for a second. I was like, what is happening? I have been doing different workout routines and I've been running. So that's the problem.
That's the problem. Check your shoes.
I just bought new running shoes. They're brand new.
It's not about the running shoes. It's about how you run when you're in them.
That's a valid point. I probably need insoles or some shit.
Because when I run, my ankles turn in.
Yeah.
Which is also a part of an issue with my knees and my hips. And
I think I just need to go to a chiropractor, honestly, to get lined up.
I went for running shoes, honestly. Like if you are going to run, you need to go like I went to a running store. They put me on a treadmill and they watched me run in my regular shoes. They recorded it and then watched it and watched how my fucking ankles turned in, like, you know. And
how much did that cost?
That part was free, but then they put me into shoes. Then we tried 3 different pairs of shoes on at 3 different price levels. And you know, I think there was Nike, Saucony and something else. And yeah, I went with the Sauconys because it was like a women-owned company or women-driven or whatever.
I got some Adidas.
It stopped my ankles from turning in.
I got some Adidas from the TJ Maxx and they're lightweight and that's what I'm running in and they feel good.
Do they have cushion?
They do have cushion. Yeah. They're light, but they're really lightweight too. But I'm probably not going to go through any of that. I won't even go to the regular doctor for anything. Like this knee clacking thing, it's going to have to happen for months before I will go talk to somebody about it. It's real life and I can't stop myself. Yeah, but I will try to cure it myself. I will cure myself before I go to any goddamn doctor.
I do understand that, but I do for my back. I will go see a chiropractor, especially because I
need to go see a chiropractor.
I have a chiropractor that I trust.
They different.
They're all different. They all, you know, I learned that there are several different types of manipulation, and
I ain't gonna say no names, but I think the last chiropractor I saw fucked my back up a little bit.
Yeah,
I didn't start getting that like weird click thing that sometimes happens. I didn't start getting that until after I started seeing him, and then he never called me again after my birthday, so it's fine. It was a blessing.
Yeah. See, and again, I've always had good chiropractic experience, you know, with the ones that I've worked with. I have done acupuncture.
I like it.
I used it for a purpose. I can't say that I would do it all the time. When I got into a car accident a few years ago, and after that, like I guess I had like a pinched nerve or something in my back or my neck, and I kind of lost my my hand like function. I could use my hand, but my hand was like, turning in. Like it would and so I did acupuncture, chiropractic, and strengthening exercises. But I do think it was the like the combination of because of whatever was there. But because I wasn't, because right after the accident, I had chiropractic care and massage and everything to, just recover from that. And so it was actually a late kind of onset thing that happened, and so that's why I sought out additional care. So
Right.
but yeah, I have I do consider it for others. But yeah, I don't know. And you can do where they don't do it all over your body. But originally, it was just done on your hands and feet
and your ears,
because and your ears because of
the cartilage.
One, it was I think one they said because in at certain time, the whole touching of other body parts of other, of the opposite sex.
Calm down,
whatever,
America.
It is too early, my dear. I don't know what you are thinking.
She's like, no, it's an hour later. She's like, no, it's the same time. No, my dog's been already in here a couple of times. She's like, the clock didn't change in here.
I believe in Reiki too. That is also, I've gotten some, right. It wasn't Reiki particular, it was a practice similar to in regard to energy moving, and that helped with some digestion stuff. So I'm all for combinations of holistic health. So
yeah, I think holistic health is really important, and some stuff is going to work for you and some stuff is not, just like everything else. And it's really about your attitude towards those things too. Like if you believe it's going to help, if you think that this has your face just froze like this. Anyway, it was pretty funny. But yeah, I think that those things all do work. But it just depends on,
yeah.
I'm loading up my my little wax situation here.
So yeah, valid point. If we believe in it, it's going to help us more. I apply that, I applied that in clinics where I was, talking to patients and like, do you have family of your use of cannabis, like different things. And they're like, no, scared to talk to them about it, or, and I'm like, but you're using this for your health, and really to help with things, as you're going through processes. So like, and, just offered, like if you want them to talk to us or whatever, but I put it in their ear. I'm like, if you can't, be open about how you're healing, do you think that hinders your healing process at all? Like if you have to hide or you have to lie about what you're doing, like, do you think that or, not that. And I just like, I'm just saying, when we want to, there's a reason why we use this, and we should be able to talk to people about it. And so we would just offer that support of a medical office to say, this is, they're not getting high. This is not,
I mean, look, but they might be. That's stress relief, bro.
Well, yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if you don't fucking judge people for going home and having a glass or two of wine and getting a little buzz on, like, don't be judging me. There was a question in the comments about cannabis use. Says, so I no longer have a gallbladder. Will edibles work better now or never will? I'm going to go with probably won't work for you, most likely. What do you think? What is your opinion on that?
I don't know. I'm gonna feed some honestly, to my sister, and I'll give you.
Okay, so yeah, we'll give you some feedback. Yeah. But like, I was gonna say, the way they're making edibles now, too. There are some edibles that are being made, yes, with distillate and stuff, but also there's other processes being done where it's like a faster onset. And it absorbs differently too. So I think it depends on the person, because some people who don't have a gallbladder, they don't work at all for those individuals. And then, but I don't think it has really as much to do with that as people think. I think it's really about your whole entire situation, like your metabolism and how you metabolize food and everything. And I think that's why sometimes people metabolize too quickly, and then are not able to feel the effects but still get the effects of the medicine. So I don't want to say they don't work. I just want to say you won't necessarily feel the effects of the medicine.
And I guess that's I have a question to add to that, is that did you use edibles before your gallbladder removal, and
did they work for you
then?
I think they did not. I think they did not work for her.
Not now. So let's see. Always make sure you eat a decent amount of food for the best. So Libby says that she had hers out and edibles still work for her.
Right.
But that, again, a decent amount of food for the best chance. Because that's my sister's complaint. She's like, things run right through her. So if she's eating something and it's just right out of her system, and just
was that a literal
probably, I guess, more than she would probably like to, but she's not here to defend herself, so
she's gonna murder us. That's how I'm gonna get my Dateline episode. Woo!
Yeah, she would come on here and talk about it. She's she's sister. She'll tell you the truth.
So yeah, I think it's just about how quickly your food metabolizes, because you don't feel the effects of edibles a lot of times, most of the time.
Most of the time. I think it's, and I think, again, it's more of, not that it's not working for me, but it's not giving me the effect that it would give others, right? Unless I use in an increased amount.
Right.
So my first edible encounter was horrendous. I ate a 50 milligram edible on an empty stomach with a bunch of champagne.
Ooh, no, ma'am.
Talk about a bomb in your stomach. I don't recommend it. And so for a while I stayed away from edibles altogether. I was just like, no, thank you.
That's what happens to a lot of people. You guys, you are not alone if that has happened to you. That happens to a lot of people, where you just have this, like, nobody explains it to you. Oh, we missed the alarm, but happy 420 on the West Coast.
My phone is not set. I did not flip the switch when
but this happens to a lot of people, and it's because nobody explains to them one of two things. Nobody explains to them how this could work or works for general population, or they don't listen. And that is not the case with this human being next to me. She definitely wasn't like, right away. Somebody just didn't tell her, right? Because if somebody had told her, she would have been like, 50 milligrams sounds fantastic. She would have been like, I'll go with like a little corner of that or whatever.
Or I would have eaten some food.
Or had some food with it. Right, exactly. And they still do on the medical side in Colorado. They make the edibles in such large amounts. When I first started working in the industry, Dixie made these little truffles, this big, you guys, this big, 2 truffles, 300 milligrams, 150 milligrams for this little tiny chocolate thing. Just boom. And they make them like that.
It might have been one of those, but I thought.
You know what I'm saying? They make them, but they make them still in those high. But some people need that, and I won't say that some people don't need that, but like a vast majority of people do not need that large dosage. And actually, if cannabis is not working for you the way that you would like for it to, and you keep trying to take more and more, try taking less and less. Microdosing might be the answer to your question.
Change your modality, change what you're consuming.
Exactly.
Maybe not something with sugar. If it's an edible, try a savory edible or an oil that you can add to your own foods, or even, there are the different, powdered I'm not going to name their names because
no
they're
free
not paying me.
advertising here.
But there are options out there.
So yeah, there are options out there. There are drinks out there. Our
Okay.
drink is highly absorbable very quickly. But so with these bonbons, right? It was in the medical. We didn't even have retail yet. So I had a friend who was having some stuff, and I said, okay. And I said, you know, I had gotten some samples or whatever. So I said, okay, well, this is what I have. And I said, here's this, but I want you to like cut it up. And this is, y'all, this was a whole grown person. This isn't like a young person. This person is older than by a couple decades than I am, and sensible. And for all intents and purposes, he's a very sensible human being. I said, cut it up. Don't eat all of this at one time. This is many, many doses for you, right? He said, okay. So I gave this to him. I kid you guys, 2 days later, I'm in the grocery store and he's high as fuck. He's high as fuck and has been for 2 days. And he goes, what did you give me? And I said, I gave, what do you mean? How much did you take? He said, I ate both of them. You ate both of them and you don't ever consume edibles? Like, why? I explained it to you and you understood it. You were like, yeah, I got it. He didn't got it. He was high.
Got it.
He was high. He was an old man and he was high.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
That oil and that popcorn, I want to do that again. That shit was so good. I infused that oil and then put in my popcorn. I was so high at the end of the night because I just kept eating that shit. It was so good though. It was so good. I did get sick from that popcorn though that one time. I got like real sick. Not real sick, but like I got sick. He's probably still high. I don't think he is. But I've made cupcakes, like homemade cupcakes that had people high for 3 days, but I warned them in advance. And they came up to me like on college campus, like, what did you give me? And I was like, it was weed, man. I told you they were strong. I told you how much butter I put in these cupcakes and in the frost. I put in the cupcakes and in the frosting. What did you think was going to happen? Don't eat the whole thing. Share it. These are sharing is caring.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I will still utilize edibles, but I know, again, 25 milligrams of, combined with whatever gummy or sugar, like, I'm not going to say I don't consume a shit ton of sugar. I just try to contain it to certain things, my drinks, it's really not my drinks. The sugar that I consume the most of is probably like chocolate and pastries.
True. This is true for me as well. And I'm going to say that gummies are great. They're fantastic. Great delivery method. Quick, easy. People like them. I even take gummy vitamins. So I'm not trying to be a hypocrite here, but also, sugar's not good for us. And we already consume so much of it everywhere else. Like even in foods where we don't expect it to be, it's there. There's sugar everywhere, right? And a lot of us are not consuming natural sugars either, which they all break down the same. But like if we're going to consume any sugars, it should be through more natural means. But it tends to just be hidden in our food, or I mean, out in the open if you're eating cakes and cookies. But anyways, but when we're talking about cannabis, we're using it as an adult recreationally, if you will. I fucking hate that, but whatever. Yes, we're using it that way. But a lot of us are also using it medicinally on a daily basis. And so now we're consuming like sugar with our medicine, right? And so a little bit a little bit at least, it's maybe defeating the purpose, like, of the medicine that you're using. If you add this like killer to it, it's like,
Right. I guess, and I that's the thing is like again, because I don't consume as many edibles, I don't pay attention to the sugar content in those things. I do pay attention to the drinks that we're comparing our drinks to.
yes, of
And
course.
just in that sense alone, we see the differences.
There's a lot of sugar content out there.
Yeah,
And
and
water.
again, I love chocolate. I love, I will eat, fucking 10 Reese's in a row and be like, why do I feel like shit? But and if I don't want to feel like shit, I don't eat that, so it helps.
Mary Poppins was a fucking liar.
It helps it go down.
It does help it go down.
She didn't go down, but
she didn't add the part where that spoonful of sugar is going to require you to take now more medicine. She didn't add that part. She forgot that part.
But yeah, and so I think it comes down to manufacturing. Like you said, you tried some and it worked. But then there are companies that are not doing it the right way, not manufacturing the right processing, and so you're not going to get the same effect by those that, unless as those that are paying attention and really. You can make gummies with good ingredients. I see the companies out there. You can, there are, but also, if your main medicine is chocolate bars, again, rethink your modality. It doesn't mean that you can't utilize edibles. It's just that, again, moderation of sugar and understanding what that's doing. But if a 25 milligram square of chocolate, how much sugar is that broken into? If it's not gonna, it's not. But if you're eating a whole chocolate bar because you need 500 milligrams a day,
then that's a lot of sugar, right? The worst part of our competitors' waters is the sugar. Why are you putting sugar in the water? It's water. It's just like the one. Or a sweetener even. Yeah. You know why they're doing it, you guys. I'm not trying to be a hater, but a little bit I am, I guess. But it's because they want to cover something up. It's because their water has that still like leftover flavor. And they're trying to cover that up. And so they have to use sugars and sweeteners and things like that to do that. And so but for me, like, it's a water. It should have no sugar. You should be able to get a water, right? Did you hear me just like skip? Did you hear my record just skip? You should be able to get a water and not worry about its sugar content. You should be able to just drink water and not worry about sugar. That's what water is for. Water's to hydrate.
Yeah. And to heal.
And I hope you don't mind me calling you out, but Kelly can attest to the fact that the one simple thing that she changed in her lifestyle, she's changed a lot since then, most likely. We should catch up. But the one thing she changed, like, especially like right in the beginning, is that she started drinking more water and less soda. And until she was like not drinking soda at all. I don't know. She probably maybe has one occasionally. I certainly do. Yeah. But like, as far as like what she drinks on a regular, she drinks water. And it was like the one thing that we said, we were like, hey, if you want to change one thing, like, because changing your diet is hard. And if you need to do it for health reasons, it's so fucking hard. Like, people are like, just change your diet. No, bitch. Like, what are you talking about? Like, we are conditioned to eat this food. Yeah. This food is the cheapest food that we can get. It's the most inexpensive food that we can get. It's everywhere. Water has sugar in it. What do you mean? What do you mean? Like, drink. So when the average consumer sees that it's water, well, water is healthy, right? Water is healthy. I'm going to drink this water. Great. But that water has sugar in it. So it's like,
it's now a soda. It's not a water.
Yeah. Lost its. And so if you're doing it like, Kelly was doing it for the intention of like health, like for health reasons, for, you know. And so, but that, and it changed it. It helped her to just like drink water, you know. And so I hate that we have to check the ingredients on fucking water. Like, why do I have to check the ingredients on fucking water?
Yeah. Or even, you know, it is a trend, flavored waters, flavored seltzer waters, hard seltzers, you know, all those flavor things. And,
Yeah.
you know, where do those flavors come from in some of these drinks? It's sugar and,
Yeah.
you know,
Syrups.
combinations and syrups and whatnot. And,
Now it's a soda. You're right.
and now
It's a light. It's a soda light.
It's a
It's a soda
soda,
light.
and, I don't.
They taste.
It just,
They,
just they do.
they still,
They
they
weird
still
me
don't have
out.
it. They still don't have it. They still don't have it. It's like you're trying to. You can tell. You can taste the cover up. You know when somebody's trying to, like, you're doing too much.
Yeah. Yes. Right. And so with Queen Kitty Seltzer, you will not find that that issue. It's all flavor in your mouth.
In your mouth. Put it in your mouth.
Where
in the fuck is Next right now? Has he abandoned us?
Oh,
I would be so
maybe
sad.
I wonder if he's working. Maybe
I'm just
maybe
like
he's got
cussing
some kind of weird work schedule.
Just cussing about it. Just like, where is little Bobby Customs too? Like, he's not here.
Like,
oh,
I haven't seen him. Well, he was in the socials earlier. He must have he and his queen must have something going on. That's the only.
It's acceptable. I mean, it's acceptable.
You know, yeah, it's the times he steps away.
We can accept that you have a life. We accept that.
Yeah. I love my cousins. You know, she is
so supportive.
18 days older than me.
So supportive. He shows up literally on just about every show, and I love that about him. So I totally appreciate the support from everybody that comes. And welcome to all the new people that we have in here today. We really appreciate. This is kind of how it goes for the new folks. This is it. We kind of banter through some stuff. Sometimes we have a topic that we definitely are going to talk about. So we are looking to put THCO on the schedule in the relative near future, potentially before the end of the month. And then we have some other guests coming up too. So we're working on getting some guests and things. We are going to be in Vegas for MJ BizCon. So if anybody's going to be in Vegas, MJ BizCon, definitely hit us up so that we can see each other, hang out, get some shots together, you know, not shots, pictures. I don't drink. But maybe in Vegas somebody will. I won't, but I don't know. Anyways, so yeah, that's exciting, but it's like back to back. So we're like getting back on Friday. We're leaving on Wednesday this week. We're leaving on Wednesday this week. We're getting back on Friday. We're leaving on Monday.
No, girl. Yay. I'm like, yay.
Yay. I'm exhausted already.
And
the girl in my head, her knees don't creak and her back does not hurt. And she didn't wake up with a like weird crick in her neck this morning. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not who she is. And so she is going to be fine with this travel, but I don't know how far I can go. I at least need to get a chiropractor in on one. Maybe I can do the walk-in chiropractor on one of those days. Maybe while you're in your hair appointment, I'm just run down to the walk-in and be like, yo, get me in. Or something. I don't know, man.
That's brave. That's brave. I'm like, I don't know.
No. I've gone to him before. I've gone to him before.
Okay.
No. Absolutely not brave of me at all. No, I've gone to him before on a recommendation. So he was my first, and then he stopped taking my damn insurance. And now I was just like, I can't afford to pay you this much every time. But for a one-time deal, yeah, I might be worth it. It might be okay. Especially because it's been so long, and I'm probably like, one of my feet is probably like way down here, and my other foot is
like how I can't. Yeah,
like how one of my eyes doesn't. Lopsided. Anyways,
all right, girl. It is 1:40. It is
140, 119.
I mean, it's not one. It is 5:40.
5:40. I think we
Lady
are
is
at
about
the
to-
end of it is a Monday show, and then we are at the end of the headlines. So we just do one more thing, and that is a would you rather. So everybody in the comments, get ready with your answers. I'm gonna go to the bottom. Get ready with your answers because we want some discussion on this, a little bit of discussion. So would you rather? You know why I keep thinking it's a Wednesday show, because we're not doing a Wednesday show. That's why I was thinking we were fine on time.
Oh, no.
Okay. Would you rather? No, that's an easy one. Okay. Would you rather? Okay. Would you rather? This one's gross, kind of. Would you rather get a surprise wet willy from every stranger you meet, or a surprise wedgie? Somebody spit in your ear, or your underwear is up your butts.
What if you don't wear underwear?
Then you win that day.
Do you just get your pants wedgied? Do they just
Stop
wedgie your
wearing-
pants?
Yeah, maybe, probably.
That's the default.
Default, I guess. I don't want nobody spit on me.
I'm like, I don't think I want anyone spit on me, but also I do not want you touching my fucking underwear.
Yeah, don't touch me at all. Like I would probably get in multiple fights about it.
Yeah, I'm like, does this come with any kind of other like?
Is there retribution?
Yeah, so I get to then fight.
Because if I can fight back,
yeah,
it's over for you bitches. It's only strangers too, so maybe I just stay in a close friend of circles and I don't meet no strangers. No more strangers for me. No more. No, absolutely not.
No.
If
it is, it's virtually until we meet.
Listen to us. We don't even play this game right. We don't even play this game right, y'all. We just like said, fuck it. We're out. We're not even going to play your game. That's how we play. Would you rather? Would you rather get a wedgie or a wet willy? We're like, neither, bitch. Like, come at me. Yeah, somebody gets punched in the face. If I can punch somebody in the face, I don't care about which way. Don't spit on me though. Like, are you contagious? Don't. I'm gonna go with the wedgie, and maybe I'll stop wearing underwear, or maybe people just know I know how to fight.
Be like, you can wear wedgie at your own risk. Like,
all right. Just good luck. Good luck. Have you heard about me?
Yeah.
Have you heard about me?
You gotta try. You gotta work for that. For it. So
crazy. Okay, so either one would get somebody punched in the face. I agree with that. I'm nonviolent, but also sometimes violence. Sometimes it's necessary, y'all. I mean, I just don't. Generally speaking, I don't want to be violent. Okay. Spitting on someone is considered assault.
But what about wiping?
I mean, I feel like that's spitting on somebody. I feel like yes.
Is it physical assault?
Because it's your bodily fluids on somebody that did not give you consent to bodily fluid on them.
Yeah, no.
You guys, be nice to yourselves. Make sure you put your mask on before assisting others, and punch people that give you wet willies in the face.
It's still fucking spit. Yes, cultivate that love with that. No spit allowed, though.
Just be like, harmony. like
the love to you. It's not with wedgies or spit.
It's not with wedgies or spit.
And as always, friends, stay lifted.
Woo woo woo.
Did she not woo woo woo?
Woo woo woo.
is. There it is. We couldn't leave you guys without that. We'll see you guys. We're going to do maybe a small sesh on Wednesday and maybe a small sesh on Monday, but definitely we're going to see you on the 16th. But look out, set your alerts so that you can see anytime that we come on, and we'll
Ooh, maybe we could Discord. Maybe we could do a Wednesday
in a Discord.
sesh.
Yeah, maybe join Discord, and then we'll do a Discord sesh when we get into town in Durango and when we get into town in Vegas. So that sounds like a perfect plan. Set your alerts. Join us on Discord. We won't let you forget. We'll make it. We'll remind you on our socials. Go follow our socials, you guys. All right. We'll see you next time.
We've been posting some good stuff. Get it?
Love you.